All right, I don't know what happened with part one. I guess Russia hacked my system and booted it off. So I'll wait for everybody else to come back for a second. I have no idea. I'm sure it's some vast right and left conspiracy merged together coming after Team Leonard. But I will say, there's a delicate balance between the teachers, the taxpayers, and the students that you make decisions upon. That not, somebody's got to benefit more than the other, and it's just natural. But hopefully that rotates fairly in that circle. For tomorrow, for the past 4 years, and me for the past 2 years on the board, we've worked together to get this district, which includes Toms River, Beechwood, Pine Beach, and South Toms River, the best deal that they're going to get. And I do believe, honestly, that this is the better deal that you're going to get with the state kicking in $50 million to help us out. If there's no guarantee that $50 million is going to come at a later date after tomorrow's vote. So just be cautious of that. Just know that. Also, I'd like to thank Topic A on WOBM with Jeremy Grunin as a media source, a media outlet, who's given our district a voice to go on there and air our issues and receive questions and answer with the public. And I think it's been very beneficial. So thank you, Jeremy and Mark, for that. Also, just be cautious. Like we're talking about $150 million referendum, and that's not even everything that needs to be addressed in the district. That's just catastrophic down to safety issues, and it's inadequate for teachers and students to be in 90-degree classrooms. Lots of ADA non-compliance that's been grandfathered that we're going to take care of. Things that I've heard before I was even involved with the Board of Education, that even as a student 25 years ago, when I graduated, the school, Toms River South, is no different. It's really not much different than the day I graduated. It's still hot. It's still cold. It's still not, it's more like a museum, let's be honest. So it's like we're sending our kids to a museum, and it's like the museum of old lockers, and we need to fix that. I have no stake in the outcome other than to make sure that our kids and teachers are given the best that we can give them. The burden to the taxpayer, and again, we can discuss taxes on the state level, on the federal level, also on the local level. Nobody wants to pay more taxes. I don't want to pay more taxes. You don't want to pay more taxes. But I will tell you that what we've put together is the lowest tax impact burden that you're going to get. If it goes past tomorrow, and that $50 million, it's not guaranteed. Down the road, materials are going to cost more, labor is going to cost more, and what are we going to do? We're going to look back and say, whoops, we should have voted for it. I have a feeling. But hopefully I don't even have to worry about that after tomorrow when it's a yes vote. So thank you, everybody, for joining. Again, I'm just trying to run down some things that are important about tomorrow's referendum. It's very important for the future of this district, for not only for the environment that our teachers and students are in, but as taxpayers. In the towns, this is the most minimal impact of taxes that you're going to see for something this size. And again, if that's not going to, anything can happen if it's not passed tomorrow. That $50 million can go away. Taxes are going to go up. Cost of materials, cost of labor. Let's just avoid that and pass this damn thing tomorrow. I've been working on this for the past 2 years, the district for the past 4 or 5 years. And people ask, well, why is this all happening? Why do we need this now? Again, blame game, not worth it. But I think we know what happened over, several years ago, maybe 9-10 years ago. Somebody went to prison. A lot of that money went elsewhere. I don't know. I can't tell you where it went. But I do know that I can't look at the past. I have to worry about the future of our kids and our teachers in our district. So after the former superintendent went to jail, there was probably 4 years in there, maybe 4 or 5 years, where the district was in chaos, influx of nobody knows what's going on. And we started writing that path, steering the ship in the right direction around 2013, 2014, hired a new superintendent, spent the last couple of years, his first couple of years getting his feet on the ground and seeing what was going on. And from that point, about a year into his superintendent contract, the first one, he started putting this together with his business administrator, Mr. Doring, and his entire administrative team and the rest of the district, everybody involved, buildings and grounds people, engineers. We put a huge package together, and it took several years to do. This doesn't happen overnight. So that's why people say Rotako left years ago. Well, it doesn't happen that fast. There was years of chaos. The brakes were put on. We brought a new team in, got our feet on the ground, put it all together, and here we are. You can criticize the timeline. That's just how it is. So, 25, 30 years of failed maintenance, failed leadership, board and administrative leadership of the past failed, in my opinion. That's how you get in this position. If things aren't addressed on the fly, daily, if your work orders are coming in and you're not knocking them down daily, things pile up. That's a big deal. And that's how we ended up in this position. And we have an issue. We have a plan to address it, fix it, and make sure it doesn't happen moving forward. So that's why it's very important that everybody comes out tomorrow and votes yes to the referendum. So, I mean, like I said, we can blame the past, but we need to concentrate on the future because that's all that matters. I mean, tax impact, honestly, in Beechwood, your tax impact is probably the cost of a pack of cigarettes. And we can argue about taxes, but where were you when they were putting the multi-million-dollar expansion on the prison so our prisoners could have air conditioning? Where were you then? Were you on Facebook? I don't remember seeing anybody on here, arguing about that. All right. Now at the state level, the same people that voted Murphy into office are criticizing paying a few bucks a month for this referendum, but they're not on there talking about the money going into the legal support of illegal aliens, legal stuff, driver's license for people that aren't even citizens, and all this costs money. All right. And I guarantee if you add that up, it costs more than this referendum is going to cost. So, I mean, where's your outrage? It's selective outrage, and I'm not dealing with that. Team Leonard doesn't deal with selective outrage. We are fair down the line, Republican, Democrat. If you're doing something wrong, you're going to hear about it from me. You're going to hear about it from the people that support me, and we're done with it. We're just done with it. Spending $150 million is a political football. We know that. That's why you haven't heard from a lot of our elected leaders on this. They're nowhere to be found. If it's a win tomorrow, I guarantee they're going to pop out of the woodwork. And if it doesn't, I guarantee they're going to I say I told you so. We know who they are. Thanks to the ones that came out and did support us publicly. I appreciate it. The district appreciates it. The citizens appreciate it. There's people out there that have been elected. You've never heard a word from them. They get elected. They do 3 years, 4 years, 8 years. You never hear a peep out of them. You don't have that problem with me. I know sometimes that's a blessing. Sometimes that's a curse for me, but it is what it is. But I do care about the kids, and in this situation, they're coming first. The kids and the teachers and the students are coming first. And at the best expense of the taxpayer, the most minimal impact that I could work out with the board. The board, I mean, pretty much I'm involved, but I'm not that guy. These guys made it such a beneficial package, and it's going to cost a few bucks a month, but compared to the $150 million we're taking out, it's a win. But in this instance, I put the kids and the teachers first because they deserve it. It's been way too long. All right. They don't make, the teachers make garbage money, comparatively. They might say, well, New Jersey the teachers make the most. The cost of living in New Jersey is outrageous. So let's not play that game. So the least they should have to worry about is whether they're going to walk into a sauna every day, where the kids' heads are on the desks because they can't concentrate because they're hot as hell or they're freezing. They're not paying attention. The best we can do is make them comfortable and make them safe and secure in a school, in a district that we could all be proud of. And that was my motivation for running from the beginning. I was at a back to school night, maybe 10 years ago. I was sweating bullets. It was like 9 o'clock at night. It was 95 degrees in the classroom. I'm like, this is insane. I need to do something about it. And we did. It's been a long road. Lots of people on social media spreading inaccuracies and lies, and people are sharing it. And it's like, I can't control it. I can't control every web page and every Facebook page and try to catch everybody's miscomment. And I do what I can do. And this is one of the things I do. And I know Anna Palazzo's, right up there with me. And we have to get the word out on social media. And Karen Luff and Krista Whitaker and Bev Clancy. I mean, the names are endless. It's just, but then there's people that go on there and they post things and you're like, what? I mean, there's people convinced that the superintendent has a helicopter in a secret entrance with like a bat pole. I swear to God, I read that at one point. They're saying that North Dover and SITA have been sold and they're closing like next month. And I'm like, I'm reading this stuff and people are sharing it on certain websites. You know what that's about. There's some anti-Semitism on some of these sites, and I don't care. I'll call you out. There's an issue there with the expansion of Lakewood. We know that, but there's ways to handle it, ways to talk about it that are responsible, not those Jews. That right there, that invalidates your argument. I'm sick of hearing it. You know who they are. So we need to work, there's legitimate issues there where we need to work on, and we will. Hopefully our elected officials are working on it, which we hope. But the first thing you have to do is start a dialogue, a constructive dialogue, and work with people, because this anti-Semitism and racism and xenophobia and all these things that you see going on these web pages, people are tough behind the keyboard. They're not saying nothing in public. Our public meetings have 5 people in the audience, but they get on the keyboard, and it's open season on ignorance. So anyway, just wanted to let you know, tomorrow's the big day. It's been 4 years, pretty much 4 years in the works for tomorrow's vote. And I say we get it right the first time, because if we don't get it right tomorrow, and I know they said there's going to be a second referendum in March, and I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to have it. I don't want to pay for it. But if we lose tomorrow by 1% or 2 percentage points, then it makes all the sense in the world to try again, because that's how important this is. But I just hope if we pass tomorrow, hope everybody gets the word out. Obviously, nobody wants to pay more taxes. If we don't pass it tomorrow, you're going to be paying more taxes. Don't shoot yourself in the foot to spite your face. Don't take your nose off to spite your foot, or whatever the hell that expression is. Don't do any of that stuff. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. Don't cut off your nose to spite your face. Thank you. What else? Thanks to the media, the honest, fair, and trustworthy media, the Asbury Park Press, the Toms River Patch, Micromedia Publications, Shorebeat. Thank you. And Frankie Edgar and Todd Frazier, thank you very much, for remaining with your home team here in Toms River. We appreciate it. And Jeremy Grunin, WOBM, with the radio, kicking ass on Sunday mornings. Love it. Thank you for that. It's been a real community effort. I mean, so many community groups, from the Boy Scouts to the basketball associations, and and soccer associations, and little leagues, and the TREA came out last week, big. It's like a perfect storm. It's culminating, and I just hope that tomorrow the voters of this district decide to do the right thing, and that's vote yes to the referendum. I know even with people without school, kids in the system are still voting yes, and we appreciate that. Thank you. I know that sometimes people give the seniors a bad name, but again, you got to look at it from their point of their point as well. A lot of them are on a fixed income, and every dollar matters. It does. But I wasn't elected to be politically correct or be it's not a popularity contest. I just tell the truth, and that's the truth. That's my truth, and that's the truth that most people that support me understand it to be. It's just sometimes there's no perfect answer. You just got to make the best of the situation, and the best of the situation is the tax deal you're going to get tomorrow by passing this referendum, because the kids and the teachers come first. All right, you can blame whoever you want from the past. I had nothing to do with it. Nobody on this board had anything to do with it. This administration had nothing to do with it. We're all here to fix the problem. We're working together as a team. People that are Republicans and Democrats and independents and come from various diverse backgrounds. I've never seen a board this solid, honestly, from a diverse board like this. We're all working in the same direction. That the arguments, back and forth, that ended last year. We did what we had to do to make this board to write the path for the future, and we're there. We just need the people to show up tomorrow and get this word out and get this vote downrange, and we need to win. We need to win big. And it's got to be yes tomorrow. I mean, I understand the no's, but I'm not going to agree with you. You elected me to do a job, not to tell you, not to people please. It's just not going to happen. And I will say one more thing, that it's impossible for elected officials to be on every Facebook comment thread on social media. That's why we have a district website and a Facebook page that has all the information you need, including an email that's referendum@tomsriverschools.com. So if you have a question, or you had a question over the past 6 months, you could have sent it to that email address, and you would have got an answer, and that answer would have been put on the frequently asked questions page for everyone to see. So you go there for a single point of information, a single source, a single information source. And there's people still asking questions today on social media that have been answered months ago. And the inaccurate comments, we, as citizens, as taxpayers, you have to take responsibility for your own information. Don't believe anything you hear. If you have a question, ask the experts, ask the people that know the answer. Don't go on social media and go through that nonsense. I mean, it's embarrassing. So please come out tomorrow, support our teachers, support our kids. Let's get this referendum passed with a yes vote on the referendum tomorrow. It's been way too long. You know, I mean, some of the things we're addressing with this referendum were put to referendum in 1991, and it failed then. So these things are 20, almost 30 years ago were trying to be addressed, and the taxpayers said no. So imagine that. Imagine a failure of 20 years, 30 years ago, still being a failure of today. Science labs, curbs, ADA access, heating, cooling, safety issues, electrical issues, leaks. I mean, come on. 150 million spread throughout 4 towns. You know, it comes down to dollars a month. Like I said, I'll say it. I don't care. A pack of cigarettes is going to cost more than some of you guys are going to have to pay a month in taxes. So if you smoke, oh well. You know, for a year, it's like, you know, it's like a family of 4 going out to dinner. That's all you're sacrificing. Don't go out to dinner one night. You're good. I don't know. I guess I'm just a realist. All right, so if there's no questions on the referendum, please go out tomorrow, vote yes. You know, we really need it. I have nothing to gain from it. The board members have nothing to gain from it other than to see our district be successful, our teachers and our students to be in a comfortable, safe, and secure environment that they can be proud of, that our towns can be proud of. Our, you know, theoretically, our property values will rise if the schools are strong. That's granted that your local officials don't offset that with, oh, you know, let's raise taxes because they're low. No. It's a process, and we need to make sure that we're doing right by our people, and that's what this referendum is. It's the best deal that you're going to get. You know, and for those that don't want to chip in, oh well, sorry. Let's do the right thing tomorrow and vote yes for our kids and our teachers, and the best deal for the taxpayers is going to happen tomorrow. So vote yes for the referendum. If you have any questions, ask me tonight. Send me a message, put it on Facebook or Team Leonard page, and I'll try to get the answer to you tonight. Because after tomorrow, it's too late. And, you know, it's that important. You know, it's time. Like I've been saying, if not us, who? If not now, when? That's the truth. That's just the simple truth of it. I was elected to do a job, and I'm pretty confident over the last 2 years, you know, through you know, ups and downs and certain things that I had to do to accomplish end game, we're there. You know, there's no room on the board for political appointees looking to give their friends contracts or vote yes for their friends' contracts. I mean, it's supposed to be a nonpartisan board. You get rid of the politics, at least, you know, during the operation of the board. I mean, election time, yeah, people are going to vote for who they know and who's in their clubs and all that. I get that. But as soon as you get elected, the next day, you need to be a nonpartisan, independent-minded person. And for the most part, I believe that our board is there. I think we're in the right direction. We're all working together. I wish there's some times that I wish that we could work better with the teachers union and with the teachers to kind of find common ground on a lot of things. There's really not a lot of time for that dialogue as a group. You know, individual conversations, yes, but there's some things that I want to work on in my third year. But everything's not if this doesn't pass tomorrow. And I don't want our teachers and our kids to suffer. So please, one last push. Get on social media, tell everybody to vote yes for the referendum for Toms River Regional Schools tomorrow. I guess polls are open 8 to 8. And with a couple exceptions, you're going to your normal polling place. So, you know, let's get it done. And voting no is only going to, if this referendum's voted down, it's only going to cost the taxpayers more, because the $50 million that was guaranteed by the state is not guaranteed to be there after tomorrow. Price of labor goes up, price of materials goes up. All the work we put into it, all the million, you know, I don't know what's millions, but we put a ton of money into this. And if it fails, where'd all that planning money go? All the money we paid the engineers and our district leadership and our buildings and grounds people to go do the extra mile for all the things that we put into this. That's what I was elected to do, to make sure all this stuff happened. And it's very important to me that, you know, that it passes, because it's like it's defeating from not just for me as somebody as an advocate, but I know how it's going to negatively impact our teachers and our kids, and I just can't have it. And neither can the rest of my colleagues or you know, quite frankly, the taxpayers, because it's going to cost them more if this doesn't work. A lot of work to do moving forward, but this is where we're at tonight. Please vote yes on the referendum tomorrow. And if you have any questions, send me a message on Team Leonard or comment somewhere on my page, and I'll try to get you the answers tonight. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and paying attention to the Team Leonard show this evening. And like I said, let's do it. Let's get out there tomorrow and make this a yes, and get this referendum passed. All right. Thank you, everybody, for your hard work over the last several months, and we look forward to winning together. God bless America. Thanks.